I love sneaking into dark and dusty corners of places to see if I can discover some secrets or mysteries. What's this? Underwood typewriter. Hello friends, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about Mars trining Jupiter. Mars is in Gemini, an air sign, the sign of communication, and Jupiter is in Aquarius, also an air sign, and they're both moving direct. So I'm naming this video Speak Your Truth. All right, so I'm going to talk about what those alignments mean, and then I'm going to speak my truth. All right, so first thing I want to say is welcome back. I know it's been a while. So let me go ahead and pull up the chart and show you what that looks like. This is the chart for Mars trine Jupiter that happens today, later today, around midnight. And I'm going to talk about the alignments through the weekend, though I'll do separate videos for each one. That way I can keep them short. So this is, I consider this a very good alignment because this is an alignment for communication. This is an alignment for being able to say things that you need to say. It's also really good for mental processes and being able to absorb information, think about it clearly, and then express yourself clearly. Now, the fact that Mars is in Gemini, and as you can see, the moon is also moving into conjunction with Mars, that means that there may be some feelings of anger, okay? And in our culture, unfortunately, most people do not have a good relationship with their anger. They process that energy in a way that is often either weak or excessively, conflict oriented and sometimes even violent. In fact, Marshall Rosenberg, PhD, who wrote the book Nonviolent Communication, I'm accredited in nonviolent communication, and that language process was developed to teach people to communicate in a way that was based in empathy, to create connection. But that doesn't mean that anger is a bad thing. In fact, anger is an incredible energy. I call it a fire energy. It's our warrior energy. It's the energy that allows us to take action. That's what Mars is all about. And Mars in Gemini is all about communicating, using that fire energy to communicate our feelings and needs. But we need to do it in a way that is assertive rather than aggressive, okay? So just keep that in mind. Assertive communication, speaking your truth, is extremely important. And the energy of this day, and it will last, I think, throughout the weekend because of the fact that, these planets aren't moving very fast. So the trine will last all the way through the weekend. Also, as you can see here, this happens around midnight. Okay, so we're leading up to it today. So it's in effect today. But also, as it's diminishing because the planets are moving slowly, that energy will carry through the weekend. We'll get the moon conjunction to Mars, which intensifies the emotion of anger and aggressiveness and assertiveness. And so just work with that energy. If you notice something coming up where you feel like you need to take action, you feel like you need to say something, just remember that if you can process that energy in a way that's assertive rather than aggressive, it will be much more effective. We just had a sun sextile to Jupiter. So with Jupiter at 26 degrees Aquarius and the sun at 27 degrees Aries, that's still in effect. Okay, that energy is still in effect. And as you can see, Mercury, the planet that rules Gemini, the planet of communication and mind and thinking and learning and communicating, is at 25 degrees of Aries. So we've got this really nice trine here with the moon and Mars in Gemini to Jupiter in Aquarius, but then we've also got the sextile of the Sun and Mercury in Aries. So we've got this really, really nice conjunctions of Moon to Mars and Mercury to Sun, and also sextiles of the Sun-Mercury conjunction to the Mars-Moon conjunction and to Jupiter. So one trine and two sextiles and two conjunctions. So this is really, really nice. Now, Venus is also moving into a conjunction to Uranus. I don't know if it's quite in effect, but it's moving toward the conjunction. So it's definitely going to be getting stronger and stronger and stronger. And like I said, I'll be making videos more often, sometimes even on a daily basis, to try to give you the daily alignments. And so I think that's the most important thing to take away from this, is that it's really good for communication, especially assertive communication, speaking your truth, taking action. It's really good for mental processes and assertiveness, because Aries is ruled by Mars. So Aries is also the energy of individualism, warrior energy, taking action, speaking your truth, doing what you need to do for yourself. It doesn't mean that you can't be compassionate toward other people. It just means that, the self has to be able to assert, because when we don't assert our truth, we create codependent dynamics, and then we get into boundary issues. So this is a perfect energy for resolving those kinds of codependent boundary issues. We have to be able to speak our truth. We have to be able to live our truth. Okay, so keep that in mind. So now I want to talk about, as I said, I also want to speak my truth. And so a couple things I wanted to say. As many of you know, I have been on the road. I live a nomadic lifestyle. I'm not particularly interested in having a permanent dwelling, mainly because I like travel. I like the freedom that it entails, which is why I do the work that I do, so I can work online and have that freedom and flexibility. Well, as many of you know, I was creating a new channel, my Freedom channel, where I was sharing all kinds of different information, things that were not related specifically to astrology or tarot, which I do on this channel. And I wanted to talk more about money and financial freedom, following your heart, creating the life you love, manifestation, all those fun things. And so I was doing that over on my Freedom channel. And I just found out recently that YouTube has changed its policies. And it used to be that you could work hard to build a channel. And, just depending on how long it took to build the channel, it might take a year or two. And then you could apply to their partnership program so that they would put ads on your channel if you wanted them to. You didn't have to get ads, but if you wanted to, you could. And then you could receive a portion of that. I'm not sure exactly what the percentage was. I'm guessing it was like a 60-40 cut. But, a lot of people actually make their living on YouTube. I'm one of them. And for me, YouTube was initially an extension of my business as an astrologer and an NBC facilitator and workshop leader. So I just used YouTube as an extension for that, but then, it became a source of income in itself, and it became like a business in itself. And I worked really hard on this channel and to try to build a new channel. And then I found out that YouTube has decided to put ads on non-monetized channels without paying the creators. So I'm not sure if you guys can understand what that's like, but it's like if you went to work, maybe you were in a training program initially, and you knew that was part of the agreement, that you had to go through the training, like unpaid training. to qualify for the job. That's basically what college is, or trade school. And in fact, you're the one who's going to put up the investment at first and do the work. And then once it's built, like the business is built, or you've got your education, your training, and you're ready to go in and contribute and be paid for that. And then you find out that your employer is making money off of you and not paying you. And it's really pretty alarming. And the other thing that's interesting about it is I had noticed that views were going down on not just on my channel, but I was looking at lots of other channels, particularly astrologers, but just like across the board, I noticed that everyone's views were going down and people weren't able to grow and build their channels like they used to be able to. And then I found out, that YouTube has changed its policy and it's no longer paying all these creators for their work, including myself on my Freedom channel. So I have decided that my strategy for dealing with this new reality, since there's very little recourse, unfortunately, because there aren't laws to protect people who work this way, like this is our job. We thought we were going to get paid for doing this work. But instead, YouTube's decided to just keep the money for themselves. So, and not pay people for their work. So I have decided to go ahead and collapse the two channels into one. So I will not be posting any more material on the other channel, and I'll be migrating all of those videos over to my Von Davis channel, and I'll just have one channel since this channel is monetized and I am getting paid for the work that I do here, and also my Patreon channel. So I'll just have this channel and my Patreon channel. So if you want to, I hope that you'll just continue to stick with me. I'll continue to do astrology. In fact, I'm going to be doing more astrology, and I'm going to take you on my travels. I'll probably be leaving Denver on Tuesday and heading to Key West. And so I'll take you on my travels with me. Okay. So that's basically what you'll be getting. You'll be getting videos. There's more astrology, posting more often, and you get to experience the travel vicariously. And so I hope you'll find that really interesting and entertaining and enjoyable and informative. And that will, make it worth your while to stick with my channel, even though I may be bringing things over from my Freedom channel related to money, and I'll do the money astrology and financial freedom and doing work you love and all of those other things, and manifestation, all those other things that I love and I think are super fun. So I hope you will stick with me, and I hope you'll enjoy the new content.